Good morning, it's Caroline here, career and leadership coach. And today I want to share some insight about the perfect six-figure resume. Now, I know before you say everybody has something to say about the resume, I'm not going to add to that noise. That is not why I am doing this live stream, because this is not tactics about how to format, how to make a layout and stuff like that. This is going to be about something that I'm going to share with you that nobody, and really nobody, is talking about. And that is the psychology behind a resume. What makes a resume really stand out? What are the key components that need to be in your resume for you to be able to tell a story? Now, a lot of people say to me, like, Caroline, I can't really sell myself. And selling yourself is a skill, and you need to be able to learn that skill. Because here's the thing, you're always selling yourself, even if you think you're not. Because if you don't think you're selling yourself, you're selling a perception, and people will just take it how it is. And if that doesn't get you the results that you want, you have to think twice about it. You have to take control over that message, because that message is what you need to sell, how you need to articulate yourself, how you need to come across to people. So the ways we do that is by selling yourself for an interview, or selling ourselves on a resume, or selling ourselves internally for a promotion. But it's always about selling yourself and presenting yourself in the best way. And the best way to do that is understanding how it works and the different components that need to be involved. And we're specifically going to zoom in on how to sell yourself on your resume. So let me just share my screen with you guys. So I created a six-figure resume template. Now, again, this is not a template I invented or I created. It is a template that I have seen working time and time again. So, and you can download this resource for free. I will share the link with you after. But what it does is it takes a couple of components. So when I first started in recruitment many years ago, around 15 years ago, I got obsessed with resumes. And I know it sounds a little bit nerdy, but I did. And why I got obsessed is because as a recruitment consultant, I met all of the candidates that I was going to put forward to a client. So you typically put 5 candidates forward, and they make, from that short list of 5 candidates you submit, they make a short list of 3 candidates that they want to interview. And I was always fascinated why they would invite certain candidates and not other candidates. And yes, you can say like, oh, okay, they worked for a competitor, or they had like 20 years experience in the same industry and blah, blah, blah. And sometimes that was true, but not always. And actually, the majority of the time, that was not true. And so I got obsessed in finding out what made those resumes stand out. And I identified a certain trend. And that is basically the 5 core elements that any resume needs to have. And that's what I'm going to share with you today. So if you say the 5 core elements, and I will make it a little bit bigger for you guys. The first element is your career statement. Now, a career statement, what is that? It is a powerful statement articulating your unique value proposition, your UVP. And it is your promise to a company about the problem you can solve. And typically, this is between 8 and 10 lines. Now, to identify your unique value proposition, you don't just write about great communicator, I'm passionate about this, I'm really result-oriented, I'm really strategic, and a great leader. Because everybody at your level will write the same thing. So you need to think about what makes me unique. And there is not a lot unique in this world anymore. Almost everything has been copied, but you are unique. Think about it. You have skills and experience that you practiced in a certain moment in time. And when I say a certain moment in time, that company was going through a growth, redundancies, restructures, whatever. The industry was going through certain things. So that uniqueness, you need to be able to really articulate clearly in a career statement, in a pitch. So that is your narrative. And that is the foundation of everything. If you don't get that right, everything else fails. It's like almost the best comparison I can give is it's like a house that you're building. So your foundation is your unique value proposition. So if you have a crooked foundation and you build your house, everything will fall apart and keeps falling apart. Everything will be crooked. Nothing will work. And so before people should look at their resume and LinkedIn profile and think about their interview techniques and negotiation techniques and how to network and navigate the job market, before all of that, you need to think, how do I want to position myself? What is my narrative? What's my story? Why me? Why should somebody hire John or Sarah over Mark or David? So you need to be crystal clear. The second element is your key expertise. Now, your key expertise, a lot of people have a lot of expertise, but the way I need you to think about it is your key expertise are the skills you need to deliver on your promise. So typically you list between 8 and 10 key skills in 2 columns. You don't want to go overboard with them because you're not Superman. And you want people to just like read it. So you need to give a snapshot of your experience, remember? So like listing it easy to read in 2 columns makes it easy to just absorb and consume the information. Like recruiters get so many resumes, like it could be anything between 150 resumes to 500 resumes they receive for an application that they have to shift through. If it's too text heavy and if it's not friendly to read, then they're going to delete it. Or they're going to park it and then they're never going to come back to it because it's just a too hard basket to crack. So you need to make it easy for them. So the way I want you to think about it is your career statement is your promise so far. Your key expertise is the skills you need to deliver on that promise. Now, the third element is your key achievements. Now, your key achievements are the proof that you mastered the skills that you need to deliver on your promise. And typically you list only between 4 key achievements, each 2 lines. So again, you don't want to make text heavy. You want to be very very specific, very clear on those key achievements. And so what you have created so far, if you structure your resume like that, is your sales page. And like it or not, your resume needs to be your sales tool because that's how you give your first impression. That's how you actually make that first impression. So, and you want that to do in the best possible way possible. So you need to be able to create a document that sells you, that's truly reflecting who you are and what you can bring to the table. So by building your career statement, your key expertise and your key achievements in such a way, you are creating flow. And flow in the resume is when the recruiter, HR, or decision maker says like tick, 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 tick. And yes, I want to see that person. And that's what you want to create. So most resumes that I've seen through my career are disconnected. They have a career statement and they have like key expertise that's not aligned. And then they don't even mention key achievements because most people think it's about winning the Nobel Prize and just listing figures and numbers. But key achievements are not about that. They are about the proof you have those key expertise. And don't overcomplicate it. Like everybody, I'm yet to meet a person in my 15 years of experience that doesn't have key achievements because you always are hired for a specific reason. You always increase, improve, decrease something, optimize, whatever it is. And that is really your key achievement to demonstrate you have that key expertise. The fourth key element is your career history. Now, your career history is supporting material. And that supports really your career statement, your key expertise, and your achievements. And the key here is that is not text heavy, that is not a job description, because a lot of people just list things that you can find in a job description. But basically you have to use action words and power words. And so most people do that, but they forget to really focus on the outcome and what they have achieved. And they make their career history a job description, or they make it too long and nobody reads it. You remember, it needs to be a snapshot. And then the fifth element is others. That is all what you have that is extra information that can complement your profile. So that could be your education, your languages, your computer skills, and so on. Now, I know, depending on the country you're in, I know some people are in the US in my community, some people are in Europe, and things might shift. You might have to put languages in the beginning, at the start, because I know in Europe it's very important to speak certain languages. In the US, your education is really important. So it doesn't matter how you structure it. People get too hooked and hung up on how to structure it. But those 5 key elements need to be there. And the best way to do that is like your career statement, key expertise, and key achievements need to flow one after another, because that will create momentum that people will say, yes, you can do that. So, and that's why it's so important. So I will pop a link below, because I have the do's and don'ts here also. I have a little bit of template that even goes deeper in what to write in your career statement, like your key expertise, your key achievements, what to do, how to structure your career history. So definitely go and download that resume template. I will pop a link below this video or in the meantime, so you can actually go ahead and download that. But it is so key that you have an idea about, okay, first I have to recognize my resume needs to be a sales document, and it needs to truly represent what I am able to do and able to bring to the table. And then you have to think about, okay, what is my unique value proposition? What is the narrative, the pitch that I'm going to create? Because here's also another insight. That pitch that you're going to create, you will be able to use in an interview, on a networking event, or in a performance review. So you will be able to repurpose that time and time again. So it is critical that you understand, okay, what is my DNA? What is my career DNA looking like? And what is going to make the difference? And how can I really create a pitch by design rather than default? Because if you are strongly from the belief that you can't sell yourself, then you're actually going by default. And when you go from a place of like, okay, I'm just going to leave it there, and people just like make up their own mind and think about me, what they want. The problem is that they're going to make assumptions. And that those assumptions will stand in your way when you actually want to take the next step. So take the time to reflect on that, and to really take the time to craft something that stands out, and that you said, like, that is me. That is 100% articulating what I can do and connecting the dots between all of the experience that I have. Because a lot of people that I work with, yes, they earn 6 figures salary, but they have done like so many different things. They have over 15 years experience, and what they've done in the beginning of their career and at the end, like all different things. And they struggle to articulating that clearly in that and create that narrative. So, and that's what I help my clients to build and create. So if you want to touch base with me and connect with me, or even schedule a call, I will pop a link below. If you want to schedule a call, and if you say like, I really want to refine that narrative, I want to create that pitch and then co-create my resume and so on, so that it's really aligned. I want to fast track my career development and progression, because I'm stuck in a rut and I don't know how to go to that next level. And I really feel like undervalued, underutilized, and actually potentially also underpaid. Then schedule a call in with me. And on the call, it's not going to be a sales call. So on the call, it's going to be very, very simple. me identifying, understanding where you're at, because it's so important to get clear on where you're at. Everybody is different. So for me to really take a look at your career and what's stopping you and what's wrong with your positioning at the moment. And then we actually zoom out and look at where you want to be. And by doing that, we identify what the gap is. And we get clarity on what's holding you back. And you might already know a couple of things that are holding you back, but you might discover some other things. And then we work out a plan. And if by the end you say, like, Caroline, I want you to help with that plan, to implement that, because I don't want to do it on my own. I want a proven framework to actually get there. And I want to get there fast. I don't want to do trial and error. Then we can discuss about that too. So schedule in a call and we will discuss how I can help you. I hope this resonated with you. I will pop a link below this video how you can download your copy of the 6-figure resume template. Again, it is very different. It's not advice that's going to add to the noise. It's going to talk about those 5 core elements that I think are non-negotiable elements for your resume and how you can structure that to stand out. All right, I hope this helped and I hope you found this beneficial. If you did, give me thumbs up, share this video with people that you know need to hear this message, because the more people I can share my message with, the more careers I can help transform with all the skills and knowledge that I've gained over the last 15 years, sorry. If we're not connected yet, then definitely connect with me here on LinkedIn. I definitely see it as a platform where we can grow each other's network. Thank you so much.